we're going to be sending one of them home already.
It is early, right? Elimination quarterfinals for Optic and eUnited. Neither team wants to find themselves here, but that's what's going to make this a fantastic series because, as you said, do or die between these two teams, and it's going to be a fantastic and a very fast series. We're still in the best of threes this early on in the elimination bracket, so here's a look at the game types.
Yeah, the game types at the start, you gotta worry for eUnited. The only reason I say that is we see live fire. Now, I've said this about 1,000 times, but there's always new viewers watching, Andy, and I'm gonna say it again. Live fire, Optic do not lose. If eUnited do take it, though, in this best of three, then certainly we are in for one heck of a series. But eUnited have got to put up a fight here. They cannot let Optic get away to not only a win in this map number 1 on live fire, which they have a 100% success rate still in the Halo Championship Series on playing. They need to show that they can match them on this game type and maybe look towards that game number 2 if they can't get the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. Still 100% win rate there last week as well. As we take a look, Lucid here is the start, and you've been seeing less of this guy on your screen just because Optic has not been getting into the latest stages of the tournament like they were back before the new year, but opening kills for him.
Opening kills for him. 2 dead here for eUnited. Make that 3 dead, excuse me, as Lucid will find power weapons to play with early on. So early control, B and C go to Optic Gaming. It's the start that we know. It's the start that we almost expect coming in from Optic right at the beginning here.
Absolutely. Just going to hold down an anchor and a little bit early points for this side. So we'll have to see. What does this week have in store, right? I think there's a lot of people wondering, you know, and thinking that Optic is certainly a long-term team. Lots invested here. Nice little presence around the power-up. Rayne's going to actually pick up 2. So that's going to earn them, I think, a heat wave and an overshield to boot.
Yeah, that was 4 dead momentarily for Optic Gaming. So even though they got the advantage off of the break, they have lost the power-up and they've lost the power weapons. And with that, no surprise to see, they will also lose control here, Andy. B and C being turned over to eUnited. Now Optic have got to fight out of that spawn trap, and they've got to try and get a little bit of map presence.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Rayne holding down sandbags. This is where he wants to be. He knows that AP, you can see just now he knew that APG was eventually going to challenge there, but Rayne's actually just anchoring here. Great positioning from him. He's able to watch pillars. He's able to watch top sandbags. More continued greatness from Rayne. I think it's a teammate actually that kills him.
But the only issue is Optic Gaming managed to take out everyone else before they finally picked him up to be the 4th player out of the 4 to fall. So Optic, after the initial break and getting a 4 dead almost on eUnited, they went down 4 dead, and then straight off the back, it's eUnited who go 4 dead. So it's been full team wipes across the board here. B and C back in control of Optic now.
This is what you want to see between these two teams, right? It's back and forth, back and forth. TriPPPeY does well there with the wave to make sure that the melee battle doesn't come in. He wins the battle before that, and so far, so good for the side of Optic, 47-18.
Last player alive is going to be Spartan, and he's going to be hunted down by APG. Saw some of the stats from this man, and if you know anything about competitive Halo at the highest level, you know that stats don't really mean too much. It's all about that win column that really is what adds up and what people really do care about. APG knows how to get those W's better than anyone, as we see Lucid flying in now, but he'll be stuck by Nick. 2 dead here for Optic.
Yeah, 3 dead for the other side. So right now, this is going to be a big moment in terms of where control goes. Do we stay here with Optic scoring once again as they start to get the conversion on C and now maybe lose A? So we'll have to see the next few kills that come in for the Optic Gaming side. If they can get them, they'll be able to get an opening to continue scoring. But right now, it looks like eUnited.
TriPPPeY going to back down, recognizing that his team is down numbers, going to play his life and make sure that United aren't going to be able to get an extreme numerical advantage on the map. Ola picks up another. Lucid's going to be challenging here, but Spartan should be able to convert C pretty much uncontested after a few shots do come in. So it's going to be a triple cap in effect here for eUnited. And even though they didn't pick up every kill on the map there, they made great work of that objective efficiency, making sure they're scoring. A, B, and C still in their control. APG picks up 1 to start maybe thinking about breaking this for Optic.
Sneaky stuff from Spartan. We cut away from his POV, but you could tell based on the POV that we saw from Lucid that he hits the quick jump up to C plat from bottom pillars and actually creates a little bit of a momentary opening, a little bit of chaos as well on screen for the side of Optic Gaming. That allows eUnited to get even more points on the board, 72-55 now.
B and C, though, turned over to Optic. Lucid this time with a sniper rifle, makes a little bit of use of it with the body shot. TriPPPeY won't be able to clean up Rayne. However, Lucid is there with the broom to make sure that he does so. RyaNoob also in position to clear things up. APG putting pressure on from bottom mid, but RyaNoob manages to survive as a teammate comes to give him a little bit of a hold of the hand to make sure that APG doesn't take his life for now. eUnited with the flip once more. A and B in their control. And look at the score between these two teams. It has been the definition of back and forth.
It really has been. Just now, as you see, like you said, tug of war back and forth between these two, but it's a great run from eUnited just now. About 50 points in a row that they've been able to get almost unanswered, and really great plays like this. Look at RyaNoob just pestering. I'll go once again back to that play over at C with just Spartan staying alive a little bit longer, getting extra damage. If eUnited could continue playing this game where they're just playing one step ahead and getting just a few extra resets, we're going to see them run away with this game. Here they go. They hit the 100-point mark.
BNC, excuse me, still in their control. APG, though, has worked with teammates to get the overshield here for Optic. And it looks like a 3-man, make that a 4-man assault onto C to turn it back in their control. Is going to be the play that is called. APG with the back smack, still a lot of overshield to work with, even though a couple of teammates did unfortunately fall foul of some shots coming in from eUnited. But control has been taken of C, and now with the kills going in their favor, Optic going to be able to drop onto B here, and they will start scoring once more.
Start scoring once again for the first time in a while. Great work there from APG. Look at how he works with that overshield. Even though he saw the glare of that sniper rifle coming in from Nest of RyaNoob, he just puts a few shots in, then turns his attention immediately back to C to make sure that they control C. He actually leaves RyaNoob, and Lucid picks up the kill. So really great teamwork, really great awareness, knowing when to leave opponents, letting teammates finish them, and really working together here. And just like that, they're scoring once again.
Lucid out of ammo with that sniper rifle. Nick just being a little bit of a pest behind this box, and actually re-challenges there to take him down. So eUnited winning some individual battles. There's another 2 to add to the collection, as not only RyaNoob wins the one that we saw, but off screen as well, Rayne picked up 1-2 down here for Optic.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for eUnited to just continue this. Right now, they're going to see if they can get especially these kills on sandbags and continue trapping. You can see off screen, there's a dummies flank coming as well. They're going to need to be ready for that. But if they pick up these next few kills, they're going to get an even further lead in this game.
Heatwave in the hands as well. Not going to be able to clean up the kill on TriPPPeY initially. The second shot will do so. There's the repulsor, which kept him alive for just a few extra seconds. However, Lucid managed to hunt down RyaNoob there with that mangler in hand. He's going to be re-challenging as well. APG cleans up the kill, but APG gets cleaned up almost immediately. The needle's coming onto Pistola, but Pistola will chew those ones up and stay alive for now. And now making the move onto B, as Optic will be able to turn back control. They now have control of A and B, and they will cross the 100-point mark.
It's a good run once again from eUnited. They extend their lead by about 40 points or so, and Optic, though, able to make sure that that doesn't last too long. They're scoring once again, and Optic looking pretty good. The one thing we got to point out, though, as Spartan comes in with that overshield, looks like it might be traded out in the end. Overshield neutralized, but not before Spartan does some damage with it. But we talked in the opening weeks of Halo Infinite onset about how teams have to shut down Lucid. So far, eUnited's doing that. Lucid right now is 7-10, and they're not letting him pop off. However, APG's the man that's doing some real work. 16-7 from him.
I think it's a great point that you make there. Lucid, every time we've watched his POV at the moment, it's not been the usual, you know, drop sliding, curb sliding around the map, picking up 1 shots and 2 shots. It's been hard work for him so far, and that's, like you say, a huge credit to eUnited. Maybe this is the opportunity he needs, though, as the move will be made onto C with the heat wave in his hand as well to start picking up those kills and start getting a bit of momentum with that A and C in control now. All players will be spawning from eUnited towards B.
You got to think maybe Lucid somehow has some kind of sixth sense where he heard us there, because does an amazing job from top tower to drop down with the heat wave and actually get the peak shot on the pillars. Ola actually gets repulsored off there from Nick, sends him flying, and that will allow some continued, maybe a reset here onto B. It looks like, yes, the reset does come in here. So now 153 to 145, essentially a tied game here at the midpoint.
APG managed to pick up a kill as the last player alive. That's at least going to give his teammates a little bit of time to get on free spawn and push up. And because of that small little play made by APG, now Optic are able to push up towards B. A and B still in the control of eUnited. The trade does not come in for Rayne, though, as Lucid will pick up that kill. And last time we looked at him, he was kind of 3-4 in the negative as far as his KD was concerned. Lucid now just 1 kill away from being evens across the board.
Yeah, Lucid has certainly stepped it up over these past few spawns, and APG is showing no signs of slowing. How perfect that we happened to highlight him before this, and Clutch even talking about how he's not necessarily your raw slayer, who instead is just an all-around player that knows exactly what to do in the game. This time around, he's not just doing that, but he's also going double positive. 20-10 from him right now.
Overshield up. Pistola is in position to pick this one up for Optic Gaming as well. And with a player falling for eUnited, even though they have momentary control of Strongholds, it looks like Optic will be able to turn C back in their favor. B also being controlled as well. There's a pesky player that's around the back of the tower here, which I'm not sure if Optic are aware of. TriPPPeY seems to have sniffed him out, though. It's Rayne who is being the problem, but you can see in the kill feed there, TriPPPeY deals with that problem, and that's going to give them control of the tower, which is instrumental to holding that C stronghold.
Look how Ola's playing this as well. Even though he loses his overshield, he got so much information there from bottom middle on that scoreboard angle. He's just going to stay alive. Optic continues scoring, so we were just tied at 163, but just like that, it's Optic up 185 to 166.
Sometimes we extend that lead as well, and these are the money moments of the game, right? When you're getting towards that 200-point mark. You get into those final moments. Miss melee from Lucid won't cost him though. A Spartan will be no shields and kind of gets away with it a little bit there. APG now moving in to help his teammate Lucid convert that A stronghold. So once again, eUnited will be trapped at B here. You can see 3 players, maybe even 4 players from eUnited here, all around the nest and B side of the map. Optic just needs to hold, and that kill from Ola is absolutely vital.
A huge kill. They have the perfect B spawn trap, and Ola makes sure to get the kill at back C. Lucid also trades at back B, so it will still be 2 dead for eUnited. This should absolutely be continued scoring and maybe a momentary trip cap if they can get this. Yes, indeed, a trip cap as well. Perfectly played this last 60 seconds of Halo from Optic Gaming.
Now look at where eUnited are spawning as well. They've got that squad spawn all towards A, so the grenades are going to start raining in here from Optic Gaming, and they will be able to get initial damage, which should turn into kills as well. Nick picking up 2, though, is going to allow them to maybe escape for a few minutes. You have to give a huge amount of credit there to eUnited for just surviving in the way they did to give themselves a base to play with. They've managed to flip control somehow.
Yeah, just like that. They get out of it, but at what cost? Now, here as we are, 231 to 170. That was a beautiful several minutes of late game Halo from Optic Gaming. They've put themselves in scoring position now at 235. Here we go, though. Overshield for eUnited.
Last roll of the dice here coming in from eUnited. You can see the repulsor from Lucid. The shots coming in from both APG and TriPPPeY in the back of the base. You're going to force Spartan to drop down low. 2 teammates do fall. 248, 249. Make that 250 as Optic will keep that 100% record alive once more.
My God, Optic just looking so strong there in the late game. And I tell you what, as soon as I think we were all thinking the same thing, as soon as you saw perfect AC control and then sandbags, and like you said on set, players spawning at B and stuck at nest, Ola staying alive with the only player who had snuck to C, it stringed together perfect plays like that that allowed Optic Gaming to close out that game so strong.
It's just almost, I don't really have a word for it. I guess you call it Optic, right? The way that they play live fire to go this long unbeaten in HCS tournaments is just absolutely ridiculous. And the player, like you said, Andy, like you said, like Clutch was talking about, that popped off was APG. 22 and 13 for him. And not only that, Andy, the most assists in the game as well. Bradley was doing it all.
That is a beautiful set of numbers from APG, and like we said, not always the player that pops off, but when he does, he's also going to do it with style, like you said, with all those assists as well. 3 out of 4 players on 5,000 damage. APG just missing the 6,000 mark, so huge numbers across the board.
It was such an interesting game that to watch as well. The amount of times that we saw one team manage to pick up a 4 dead, but then not be able to pick up the first kill, and then all of a sudden things would change, and it would be 4 dead the other side, especially at the start here, Andy. I wasn't quite able to put my finger on what was quite happening, because it seemed like nobody wanted to be aggressive. Nobody wanted to try and take the initiative. It was just kind of a back and forth battle, which each team wasn't just winning. It was just kind of a collapse and almost a slaughter in these first few moments.
It really was. 3 players, teams falling, 3 dead at a time, sometimes 4 dead at a time, and a lot of lack of control, especially a lot of chaos around C and around Nest. But towards the end of the game, I mean, right here, we're seeing it right around 153 to 123. Things were neck and neck. Keep in mind, all the way to the 163 mark. That was a big turning point there for Lucid. Also, look at Ola just trying to stay alive in back B. So they haven't turned it on just yet in the replays, but it really starts right around here is when they start to run away with it.
Lucid gets that beat down, which was really important to deal with a player that is down on that window. If you don't make sure, that you clear that player out, he can jump back up and challenge that A stronghold, but they did manage to do exactly that. But I think for eUnited, like I mentioned right at the start of this series, Andy, you kind of got to look past that first game, right? Optic ain't losing that game or any game mode on live fire. Slayer Aquarius is where they need to make things happen now with eUnited.
And I don't expect eUnited to play this game slow. I don't think eUnited is a team that plays games, even Slayers, very slow. They can slow it down if they need to, but I expect them to be pretty full on here. I think they're going to be the aggressors. They're going to be challenging angles. They're going to be getting into utilities, into closets, and challenging from flag. We'll have to see. Here we go. Game number 2. It's do or die for eUnited.
Well, the good news for eUnited is, yes, Optic have a 100% win rate on live fire, right? Well, what map do eUnited have a 100% win rate on, and what mode? It is Aquarius Slayer. They have not lost this since Raleigh, and including Raleigh. So this is a good sign for them off the bat as well. A 3-1 lead is going to be certainly very good for them, as well as the camo and the heat wave being in the hands of Nick.
I mean, this is the perfect draw that you wanted here. Also going to try to help here with Ola actually gets a fantastic trade. That's unfortunate for Nick. Not a situation that he should have traded in.
RyaNoob manages to pick up the heat wave. 5-4 the score here. Optic managing to, after a bit of a slow start, answer back. TriPPPeY picks up one as well, which will tie the game up here. APG going to be in position to get the beat down, at least some damage down. Now be traded out initially. Little things like that. One beat down could be so important to your team to keep that score closer than it would have been if he would not have got that damage.
3 dead momentarily there. Will be a little bit of a trade in the closet once again. Now 8-8, so just like that. Kills being exchanged. And you know what? Neither team wanting to play this slow. They're just flying right at each other, looking for some control off of the opening.
Rayne, some good shots onto APG with that barrel rifle. 10-10 the score now, as Nick will give another kill to his team in the feed. Looking across the board at the start of this game, pretty even for the slaves for all players on both teams. You can see eUnited now set up on this Dynamo side. You can already hear those Dynamos ticking as well. Spartan with some great shots onto TriPPPeY, but it's just back and forth at the moment. Every time you see one team pick up one kill in the feed, it's answered back immediately. Those shots from Spartan, so important as well, just to make sure that nobody is getting away without shields.
Like you said, back and forth, perfect collapses, perfect pushes coming in from both sides of the stage right now. 13-13, just like that, 14-13, as eUnited picks up another one. But this really is teams pushing in packs of 2, pushing all the advantages and cleaning up every kill they need to. This has been perfect Halo from both sides. The question is, when is someone going to grab a little bit of control, maybe get a 3-4 kill lead?
Well, not only is that camouflage popping, but RyaNoob has dynamos as well. And with that, he's going to be able to deny any kind of areas of teams and players that we get trying to push. And with that pickup of the dynamos, with the little bit of control that eUnited have got, they've got the biggest lead that we've seen so far in this game. However, Spartan has to be careful as Pistola looks up to the heavens and tries to drop on top of him with that beat down. But I mentioned RyaNoob and the dynamos. I mentioned the camouflage as well. Well, he's exchanged one for another. RyaNoob now with a camo for eUnited.
Here it is, the first slice we set. Who's going to get the first 4 kill lead?
Oh,
it's short-lived as he gets naded out. Perfect nades coming in from the side of Optic Gaming, so it'll stay 21-17. But eUnited now with a tiny cushion, that's going to allow them to play a little bit more advantages, a little bit more peeking, and maybe they can extend this lead further. Kills will get traded out there from Ola and Rayne, though.
Optic doing a good job to neutralize that camo and make sure that RyaNoob wasn't able to create too much havoc across the map here. But that 4 kill advantage, like you mentioned, is going to give eUnited the chance to change the pace of this game, Andy. You can see they're trying to play a little bit slower, trying to bait Optic into making that first move.
Nice work there from Spartan. Thrusts away, grabs the sidekick as well. Eventually he'll fall, so the game will stay close. 24-22, and man, feels like these games, as we see eUnited hit the 25-point mark, it feels like these games in these NA tournaments are just getting closer and closer between these teams, essentially tied up at the halfway mark.
Pistola with a killing spree and reflecting in his stats as well. The halfway point in this game, he is currently sat at 10-6, positive 4 for Pistola. TriPPPeY now, let's see what he can do as we actually go back to Pistola as he adds an 11th kill to his tally now. And Pistola on these kind of maps does damage. We've seen it through the years. Put him on mid-ship, put him on onslaught. The man knows how to control top middle, and he knows where to focus that fire, but he's going to be taken down, but not after doing a huge amount of damage. Ooh. But Nick will take down TriPPPeY.
Look at the shots from Nick. It costs him though, because APG listening to those callouts, knowing that he might be able to finish that one, so the game will stay within 2 just like that. Regardless, some very good shots from Nick. And look at Lucid, just head on a swivel, leaves that kill, but doesn't pay off in the end. They're only one of them cleaned up.
Ola continuing his right in this game though, 29-31. eUnited with a slender lead that's been there since around that 20 kill mark. 3 players now from eUnited moving onto that Dynamo side. RyaNoob's in a little bit of a tough spot here as 2 players, will collapse onto that closet. Grenade's going to be coming in as well. Pistola picks up 2. He's looking to make it 3 as well. Kills will be traded out though. 2-4 for Optic as Pistola gets just inches away from that triple kill that could have been the game turning on its head for Optic.
It really could have been, and you have to think Ola really wishing maybe he had that moment back, because if he wins that, it's a little more control still on the Dynamo side of the map. Maybe it becomes a 1-kill game instead of a 2-kill game, but still Optic Gaming certainly not thinking about that, with the game now only being a 1-kill game. 33-32 in favor of eUnited.
1-kill game. 34-33 as Optic answer back. TriPPPeY has that heat wave as well. RyaNoob though, look at the kill feed, picks up one onto Lucid, and RyaNoob going to be doing more damage onto Pistola here, who's having to play his life and show as little presence as possible at the moment. He's just crouching around bottom mid, just waiting for any communication coming in from his teammates here of damage being done, but he's the one who's taking the damage and will fall into the death screen first.
Ola doing whatever he can. Look at his number, 16-9 in this game, just ready to show up this week, ready to put on a new performance and change the narrative of Optic Gaming in 2022. Look at the shots though from Spartan, the perfect reversal there against APG. Shots like that, moments like that are going to make it very difficult for Optic Gaming.
United, a swing play coming in from Spartan. And we know how much of a momentum player he can be. Ola to bottom middle as well. The grenade would be just enough to slow down Spartan as Ola picks up his 17th kill of this game. 2 kills. The advantage now to eUnited. RyaNoob trying to stay alive as well. But TriPPPeY will be challenging to take him down. Camouflage coming up now, Andy. And with eUnited only needing 10 kills to win this, this could be the game-swinging moment as TriPPPeY has to win this. But it's just a trade as Rayne picks up a double.
Very rare, perfect BR trade there between those two players there. So we will still just a 3-kill game. Ola certainly keeping Optic Gaming in this there. Leading the entire game. No one else has even within 6 kills of him. Everyone else at the 11 mark at the highest now, just like that. 43-40, 43-41. Still a 2-kill game on the home stretch.
2-kill game. And eUnited all of a sudden are starting to get a few staggered spawns. And with that, and the camo in the hands of Lucid, Optic, who have been trailing for the majority of this game by 2, 3, 4 kills, might have the opportunity in the last knock-ins here to take the lead. What can Lucid do, though? He's trying to scout out any players. He finds Nick. He's got a side kick, and he pick up the kill as well to give Optic the lead.
That's huge. Look at this game in his hands right now. Opportunity to change the course of this one here. Like you said, Optic leading for the first time in a very long time. Now they lead by 1, 44-43.
Rayne stuck in a corner here. You can see his teammates are trying to do what they can to keep him alive, but the collapse is going to come in now from Optic Gaming. They're up by 2. RyaNoob will be taken down as well as APG looks to pick up the double kill in the base. Lucid picks up the kill that's needed. 3 kills now to go for Optic Gaming, and what a comeback this has been from the Green Wall.
A late game comeback. Once again, as a reminder, 48-44. Do or die for eUnited here. Only 2 more kills for Optic.
RyaNoob picks up 1, though, just to slow Optic down a little bit. And you have to give credit to Optic here. Having lost that kill, Andy, they've recognized the situation. They have slowed it down, knowing eUnited need to make the play here.
They do. Lots of time here, so the timing will not be a factor with 48-45. There's a lot more opportunities for pushes here. Camo also going to be a possible factor if this gets delayed enough.
RyaNoob, though. Oh, RyaNoob stays alive thanks to his teammate Spartan.
Oh, my.
You almost thought that RyaNoob was dead to rights there. 2 kills the difference between the 2 teams. Nick, he's going to be weak and just having to crouch in this doorway once more. A couple of peek shots, a little shoulder shuffle to TriPPPeY. RyaNoob tries to move out to make a play bottom middle as well. And so does Nick. You can see that it looks like 2 players from Optic have also pushed in the base. Lucid with 1, APG with the 2nd, and Optic, having trailed for the majority of game number 2, not only pick up a win, but eliminate eUnited as well.
Clinical work from Optic Gaming. Like you said, a late game comeback. That's a heartbreaker for eUnited to exit the tournament this early, but a huge performance from Optic. You can't say enough about Lucid. Game in his hands with the camo down by 1, and they slow play it as slow as possible. They really wait for the entire end of the camo to get the kill all the way in the refrigerator. Then they string together a few more kills, and they close it out with composure and confidence, 50-46.